Okay, we're continuing with number 9. This is a decimal, so we look at each place value. This is the tenths. This one doesn't have a decimal, tenths, and this one doesn't. So the farthest place value that it goes to is the tenths. So essentially, if we multiply each one of these terms by 10, okay, and that's moving the decimal one place to the right, one place to the right, one place to the right. You have to do it for every term in the problem. Then you can rewrite this as 6x minus 100 equals 14x minus 140. Now we want to get all the variables on one side and all the numbers on the other. So if I move 14x over here, by doing the opposite of it, then I get negative 8x. Okay. Now I want to move 100 to the other side, so I'm going to do the opposite and add 100 to both sides. So I have negative 8x equals negative 40. Divide both sides by negative 8. If they multiply by negative 8, you divide by negative 8. So x equals 5. Alright, number 10. Alright, I see some fractions, so the first thing I want to do is make every term in the problem a fraction. So I'm going to put all of the rest of them over 1. Now a common denominator would be a 9. So if I multiply every term in the problem by 9, I need to simplify each term individually. This first term, divide by 9, and I just have 3x minus 1 left. Alright, my second term, 1 and 9 do not simplify, so I just multiply 9 times x to get 9x. My next term, I'm going to divide by 3, so I have 3 times the numerator, which is still there, plus, and in my fourth term, 1 and 9 do not simplify, so I say 9 times 4 is going to be 36. Alright, now I'm going to kind of clean everything up. On the left of the equal sign, I can add these two together and I'll get 12x minus 1. Over here, I'm going to have distribute 9x plus 3 plus 36, and I can add these two together, so I'm going to have 9x plus 39. Alright, now that everything on the left is simplified and everything on the right is simplified, I want to move all the variables to one side and all the numbers to the other. So if I move this to over here by subtracting, that gives me 3x. Okay, and now I want to move 1 to the other side, so if they subtract 1, I'm going to add 1. And have 3x equals 40. If they multiply by 3, you're going to divide both sides by 3. So we find out that x equals 40 over 3. And you can just usually leave it as a fraction like that when you put it into your homework. Number 11, we're going to distribute 4n plus 12 equals 12 plus 4n. I want to move all the variables to one side, so I'm going to subtract 4n. When you do that, that cancels and you have 12 equals 12. Since we lose the variable and this is a true statement, this is in all reals. That means all real numbers are the answer. Okay, so let's look at number 12. We have 3x plus 3 plus 5 equals 3x plus 2. Add like terms right there. 3x plus 8. Alright, both sides are simplified. So now what we want to do is move all the variables to one side and the numbers to the other. So if I move this variables by subtracting 3x, okay, then that goes away and I have 8 equals 2. Since that is a false statement, this answer is a no solution. So if you lose the variable and you get a true statement, it's all reals, like number 11. And if you lose a variable and get a false statement, then it's a no solution. Alright, number 13 is our last one. I see fractions, but because this is grouped with this parenthesis, this is all one term, and this is all one term, so a common denominator is going to be a 15. So if I multiply this term by 15 and this term by 15, we're going to simplify. The first term I'm going to divide by 3. 5 by 3, I'm going to have a 5. So that means 5 times 1 is 5, and that parenthesis is still there. 8 plus 2c equals. Now on this side, I'm going to divide by 5, and I'm going to have 3. So I take this remaining 3 times 1, which is 3, and bring that parentheses down. Now we want to distribute, and distribute over here. Alright, everything's simplified, so I want to move all the variables to one side and all the numbers to the other, so I'm going to subtract 9c and move it over here. Oh, 40 plus c, not 40 equals c. 40 plus c equals negative 15, and to get c by itself I want to move the numbers to the other side, so I'm going to subtract 40, and c equals negative 55. Okay, don't forget you can always check your answers by substituting, like for this one you can substitute negative 55 everywhere c is at, and then use order of operations to solve this out. If you get true, that means your answer checks and you have a correct answer.